Well, Tiffany, that storm packed one ugly punch down power lines and trees. You can see this car here just didn't stand a chance. And all morning long, people have been cleaning up and pulling out tree limbs, much like this one you see on the ground here, and tossing them to the side. Well, let's go ahead and give you a shot over my shoulder here. Firefighters are coming out of that home now, and I'm told they're going through just making sure all the hot spots are out. You see the lack of rain caused this brownish green color on the ground here, and authorities say it's so dry that it can easily catch fire. Now here's some news I'm sure we all want to hear. Starting tomorrow, Iowans are getting a second chance to win more than $2 million worth of unclaimed prizes. The intense heat outside wasn't enough to keep local firefighters from pushing their limits. They joined crews from across the nation at Kirkwood Community College today to compete in the Scott Firefighter Combat Challenge. And as Sadie Hughes shows us, it's a competition that they say helps keep their skills in top shape. That storm packed one ugly punch down power lines and trees. You can see this car here just didn't stand a chance next to the tree it's sitting under. And then it wasn't just left there. There were homes that took a beating as well. The wind so strong, the clouds, this smoky dark color, sure signs a storm was hovering over the corridor.
It was awesome. As a storm, it was awesome.
Lisa Ponick captured it on her cell phone as it moved over her house on the northwest side of Cedar Rapids.
The sirens had went off, and so then we backed up to the kitchen, and about that time, boom.
At the Ponick home, a tree broke this window, and the damage widespread across the city of Cedar Rapids. This tree next to a power supply box covered with flames near a home on Jacqueline Drive Northwest. It was met with down power lines. On Elder Lane, this tree toppled over onto a house. The streetlight near Casey's across the street from Coe College on First Avenue knocked out by the force of the storm.
Then the power went out, so we, of course, had to close down.
Downtown wasn't spared from the storm either. The clouds seen here moved over the area, dropping rain and carrying strong winds. That's an illustration of how hard the wind was blowing out here. It got so bad that it forced people to park in this rest area and wait it out.
It got very black and very windy, and my vehicle was rocking.
The sound of the siren as the downpour continued here at Broadcast Park. One final stop before the rain moves out and on to the next area. And you're looking live now at that tree covering that car now, and I've been checking Twitter. Some of my followers, a follower of mine on the southwest side of town is also reporting that her car was also damaged by a downed tree. As for the power, we've told at one time at least 20,000 customers were without power here in the area, and right now we're told that the energy company is working to get power restored. We don't, however, have a full time frame as to when everyone's power will be back up and running again. But we'll stick with it, and as soon as we know, we'll get it to you. For now, covering the corridor tonight in Cedar Rapids, Kelsey Minor, Fox 28 News at 9.
We want to update you on breaking news in Cedar Rapids.
Crews were called to a house fire on C Avenue Northeast just after 9:30 tonight. Kelsey Minor is live there now with the latest on what's happening. Kelsey?
Well, let's go ahead and give you a shot over my shoulder here. Firefighters are coming out of that home now, and I'm told they're going through just making sure all the hot spots are out. But let's get you to some video, because here's what they were battling some time ago. You see flames shooting out of the roof there, and I'm told inside that house at the time was a mom and her 2 children. I have been told by witnesses here on scene that that mother and her 2 kids were able to get out of that home tonight. We're still waiting to get word from the fire department as to a cause of this fire. But right now, I want to tell you about the community here, this neighborhood here, because earlier I mentioned that it was right across the street from Polk School. Everyone on this block here, I'm told, came out to make sure that everyone inside that house was out and okay and safe. It says they tell me it's a testament of the kind of neighborhood that they have. I have seen the fire department spokesperson talking with with the family right now, and we're still waiting to get an update from him as well as to what all actually was done to get this fire out and where it possibly originated. But for right now, we can tell you on account of witnesses that there were 3 people inside, and all 3 of those people did manage to get out tonight. Jack and Sadie? Roughly 500 people, Jack. That's how many organizers estimated came here, turned out at the Ped Mall, all of them standing for justice for 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. But it was also an opportunity for people to talk about race relations issues right here in the corridor.
Please join me in a moment of silence.
Hundreds stood silent, wearing their hoodies in honor of Trayvon Martin. Ironically, to a sound typically associated with trouble, but this group of culturally diverse people come with a common purpose.
I'm out here for justice.
We stand here for justice.
This rally in Iowa City, just one of countless others happening across the country. Supporters carrying their signs, armed with a bag of Skittles and an iced tea. 17-year-old Trayvon Martin had those same items when he was gunned down.
He was the same age as me, and there's a lot of people my age out today.
A number of the rally speakers were young African Americans. Organizers wanted to start a conversation on race relations, hoping these young stories would spark some change.
I know what it's like to be spit on or attempted to be spit on. I know what it's like to have people say so many negative things about me.
Something a lot of people in this crowd say they too have dealt with, but today they say this moment is about a boy who can no longer speak for himself. Things wrapped up here shortly after 8 tonight, but I'm told by organizers that they insist this conversation is far from over. In fact, they tell me it's likely to continue. Covering the corridor live from Iowa City tonight, Kelsey Minor, CBS 2 News. We begin tonight with the storms that brought the Jazz Festival to a stop last night, caused by a lot of damage here in the corridor. Alliant Energy crews have been working since the storms rolled through to restore power. At one point, Lynn County had about 20,000 customers without power, and right now there are about less than 150 customers still with no power tonight. However, homeowners are cleaning up after last night's severe weather. Trees and limbs were scattered on lawns and driveways from the storm. Some homes were damaged as well by flying debris. With every scrape of the shovel and every picked up piece of a broken tree, memories of last night's severe storm.
I just came to the front door and looked, and here it was clear out in the street. Both those limbs just snapped off.
The destruction left behind littered many Cedar Rapids streets, like this tree near 4th Street in J Avenue Northwest. The orange and white barrier serving as a reminder that the cleanup still has to be done. On D Avenue, just off Cherry Hill, just about every house had an uprooted tree. This little leaf linden, no longer standing, belonged to Judy Hodges.
They're a soft tree, they grow fast, they're shaped so beautifully.
But this is the second time strong wind has knocked down her tree. The cleanup for her is being done by grandchildren. Others in that neighborhood, like Dennis Hall, have had the help from a neighbor who stepped in to help clear out branches left behind.
The neighbor's got a chainsaw. He says, oh, okay, I'll get the chainsaw. And then they all pitched in. We had most of it cleaned up last night. So now just raking, and I don't know if the city will take this or we'll have to cut it up, you know.
For more information on debris pickup, just head to our website, kfxa.tv. Now here's some news I'm sure we all want to hear. Starting tomorrow, Iowans are getting a second chance to win more than $2 million worth of unclaimed prizes. It's called the Mystery Millionaire promotion, where players can buy a $5 ticket pack and sign up on the Iowa Lottery's website for a chance to win. The prizes range from $10,000 to $1 million and will be awarded this year at the Iowa State Fair. We have a link to the lottery's website on our own website. Just visit us at kfxa.tv.